Outlaw Mudshow Drive-In.
And speaking of up there, the next one is as well.
That it is.
Yeah.
The final WWE WrestleMania weekend MSG show. MSG does return to Mania weekend, but non-WWE. I love the set at this Mania. It's insane how they do it because it's basically a large stadium set, but done around MSG. It just looks amazing. Start actually with a guy who's actually. What were you gonna say?
MSG actually lends itself to big looking.
It does.
Like we've been there, we see it. That arena is huge, and that ceiling looks just grand.
Yeah, it does.
It has a grand look to it.
First match here actually has a guy who we didn't mention on the last one. John Cena at 19 actually came out and did his little solo rap battle that he had, which was very awesome.
Can I just try one of my lines? Yeah. All right, Boney, where the hell is Clyde at? He does hit me like a bitch for a little battle rap. That's actually, I got so hyped I dropped my mic. Not on purpose though, not in the cool way that you kids drop their mics.
But this is kind of the main start of Cena because it's like a few months earlier. He turns with one of the best organic babyface turns you can have. So having him versus Big Show for the U.S. title was great. Having the F5 or the FU, I mean, on Big Show was a great sight. Next up, we had RVD and Booker T versus the Dudleys versus Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak versus La Resistance. We had Christian versus Chris Jericho, which was I liked the build up to the feud, but I didn't really care for the whole Trish and Lita aspect at first. But they wound up having a great payoff because Christian and Trish Stratus wound up being a fantastic duo throughout about the next 6 months until Christian disappeared from injury and then came back and they weren't together anymore. Evolution versus the Rocket Sock Connection, awesome, fun match. I was hoping it was going to be Orton versus Foley 1-on-1. If you were looking at like the Royal Rumble that year, but it makes sense having it be this way, and it led to a excellent match at Backlash the next month.
It made Backlash a lot bigger than it was.
It did. It totally did. Then we have easily match of the night here, I'm assuming, of Tory Wilson and Trish Stratus. Tory Wilson and Sable, I mean.
Tory Wilson and Sable.
Tory Wilson and Sable, yes.
Exactly.
Not all white girls look the same. Come on.
All white blonde hair.
All white blonde girls.
Yeah, all white blonde girls.
Tory Wilson
Speaking
and
of
Sable.
Speaking of this match, we forgot one important match at WrestleMania 19.
What's that?
The Miller Lite cat fight.
Oh, jeez.
Come on. What is wrong with you? It had Tory Wilson and Stacy Keibler in it. And the other two.
Their opponents here was Jackie Gata and Stacy Keibler. Less said about this match, probably the best.
It's a good thing they didn't overstay their welcome, honestly. 2 minutes, 41 seconds is more than
Yeah. This next match was kind of rush job, the Cruiserweight title match. We had Chavo Guerrero, Akio, Billy Kidman, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Nunzio, Rey Mysterio, Shannon Moore, Tajiri, and the Ultimo Dragon, all in this contest here. It's kind of a cluster, but no one really does bad. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it worked out for everyone except Akio, who got misted out of the match.
Yeah. Next up, one of the most infamous matches in Mania history: Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. God, watch it. Did we all watch this show live?
I did.
I didn't know.
Did you watch it live, Mohamed?
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it without knowing what was going to happen.
Okay.
I stayed off spoilers for 2 weeks until I actually got a CD of it. So.
Watching it as it happened, we all knew what was going to happen in real life with both of these guys. That crowd, it's like pretty much the opposite of Rock versus Hogan.
That's what I was going to say.
It definitely makes the match. And at the time it's online, everyone's reading it and they're like, wow, it's that New York crowd, which definitely helped. And it's the New York crowd, it's the Mania crowd. It's people not wanting to see these two guys come and, just disrespect the industry. Then you get the post-match stuff with Austin, which just completely awakens the crowd. The stuff with Austin afterwards is the highlight of this entire segment. Next up, we have Fatal 4-Way for the tag titles. Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty defeating blonde-haired Bradshaw and Farouk, the Basham brothers, and Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. We get Victoria defeating Molly Holly. Eddie Guerrero defeating Kurt Angle. Great match. One of the best builds here. Kane versus The Undertaker. Great match. And then we have Chris. What's up?
Here you go. Watch your video. There you go.
It's just moving.
You guys all good?
Okay.
All right.
You look like a little bit like Jado there now.
Yeah, but we can hear you, but it's fine. It just said your video just crapping out, but we hear you. It's fine. So you go ahead.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Then you get one of the most iconic matches or post-match moments of WrestleMania history of Eddie and Benoit embracing each other with their championships. This is a fantastic. I mean, even though not every match is fantastic, it just has a great vibe to it. I think the iconic moments definitely elevate the rest of the card again, which, as we said, Mania is about the spectacle, and this definitely has it. Pete, what do you think about WrestleMania 20?
I didn't watch this live, as I've just said, but I do remember this one. This was a real good show from start to finish. Everything. It had a lot of good things about it. This was John Cena's first title. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought so. It all just elevates around that moment at the end. Like the Chris Benoit match was fantastic. It was kind of like the Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, odds stacked against him kind of deal. But the fact that Eddie won as well, and then it made that moment at the end, that was just perfect. Return of the Undertaker as well against Kane, short match, didn't need to be long. Got the point across. Yeah, he's back. He's dominated.
You cannot sell it as a long match. There was no way.
No, it didn't need to be.
There was no way to execute it as a long match. It had to be short.
Yeah, Undertaker Returns. That was it really. But it was a good match for what it was. But the return was more of the spectacle in that sense. The Goldberg match, like I said, I didn't watch this live. But when I did get to watch it, I already knew about those both leaving and all that. And that crowd was rough, man, to that. But I suppose in a sense it did need that because they didn't give a shit. They was both leaving, So, but like I say, Austin definitely made at the end with the stunner. When he did his little bit with it. But I remember Goldberg, he didn't sell that stunner very well, if I remember correctly. He got written. Yeah, but that's just Goldberg. Exactly.
You just made James's next talking point for him.
Oh, I got notes for this.
Yeah, Evolution, Rock and Sock. That was a fun match. That was a nice little throwback. Christian Jericho, quite enjoyed that match. That was pretty good match. But yeah, it was just that end bit, man. The Eddie and Benoit, fantastic. Oh, you talk about your WrestleMania moments. That's up there. That's got to be in a lot of people's top 5 for sure. Yeah, I get what he did, but as a wrestler, at WrestleMania 20, that was just everything. It was so cool. I'll pass over to James with these long list of notes.
Okay, I saw this live, and I knew I was PW inside of things, so I knew the story about this. Let me begin. I love and hated this pay-per-view for reasons. I loved it because 20-year anniversary, Madison Square Garden, big show field. You couldn't go wrong with this. They could have had anything. There's issues with this thing that I have to laugh. John Cena beating the Big Show, that was fine. He got his first title, that was great. The tag team Fatal 4-Way, Garrison Gate and Mark Jindrak, interesting. And La Resistance, I just thinking about it now. But who didn't like Booker T and RVD as a tag team? I really enjoyed Christian versus Chris Jericho with the turn. The Rock and Sock connection was great. That was an awesome match. What it was. We will skip Tory Wilson and Sable. Now, the Cruiserweight opening. Joe, do you remember this match? Why this match was special and fucked up at the same time?
Ultimo Dragon moment?
Yes,
mm-hmm.
yes.
Oh,
yes, poor Ultimo Dragon. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, poor Ultimo Dragon.
Yep.
And it was hard telling your friends how awesome this guy is, and they see him come out and they're like,
and he just flips. Yeah.
Twice.
It's like the one time he's not on top of what he's doing, is at WrestleMania. So
yeah. So yeah.
I mean, Pete is getting chills just thinking about it right now. Just look at him; he's putting his jacket on.
It's getting cold, man.
I know. And then the other tag team match was even shorter than the other tag team match with Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty.
Hashtag
APA.
for the demo.
Yeah, oh God. I gotta wait for Joe stop.
Made him snort, man.
I know.
There we go.
Okay.
We're not gonna cut this out, by the way. Where you go?
Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. It was funny one. That was you. So SmackDown tag team was interesting. I enjoyed.
Also, yeah, I'm sorry, but since we're talking about like people, I just gotta say, like, I keep getting distracted by the doorway to by what's apparently the doorway to heaven that's behind Joe that keeps shining right in my eye.
Funny enough, I have the same thing as Joe, but I'm the other way around. So yeah, I have my window right there too, and that's why it got so dark and light in here. I'm like, yeah. So Victoria and Molly Holly.
No more internet.
Yeah. So the Victoria and Molly Holly was great. Love them both and everything. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle was a very awesome match. It was just great to have Eddie, get his moment at WrestleMania. And even though he did it the Eddie Guerrero way. Undertaker and Kane was awesome. The entrance was great. I love that the background for Kane was on fire and stuff like that. I had that little extra touch for that. And then, Undertaker returned. Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. All three are my favorite. But the booking of this was stupid. And I'm waiting for Joe to counteract why I think it was stupid. It was stupid because if you win the Royal Rumble, you get a match at WrestleMania, correct?
Correct.
Against the champion, which was Triple H. But Shawn elbowed his way in saying that he needs to fight Triple H. And I'm glad we talk about this because I'm saying they could have did this with the Daniel Bryan thing. Not saying they could do it, but they could do it instead of then having Chris Benoit saying, well, you know what? You're going to mess up my chances, Shawn Michaels, for going to WrestleMania.
See, because Triple H is smart. He had the contract signed backstage, not in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Apparently, you do a contract signing in the ring. Anyone can just write their name down, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought that was just weird. Like, really, Shawn, you just going to interrupt this? But it was an awesome match. We can clearly know why they just figured that Chris Benoit and Triple H probably couldn't main event, so we had to throw in Shawn Michaels. But it was a great match. I still remember when, what was it? Chris Benoit had Triple H in the submission. I don't know if it was the crossface crippler or the sharpshooter. Then Shawn Michaels came in and super kicked him to get him off that, stuff like that. So I thought that was a great visual.
And then he super kicked him, then it's definitely the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Because everybody popped for that and stuff like that. And at the end with him and Eddie out there was great. It was a nice moment. That was the change of everything. Two WCW midgets are standing tall in WWE. Well, vanilla midgets. Thank you, Hogan. Now, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. I think it was
Nash who coined that.
Oh, well, one of them did. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. You didn't know, I'm not a fan of Bill Goldberg. So when him and Brock Lesnar had a match, I thought this was going to be my dream.
Wait. Can you give me that line about not being a fan of Goldberg?
You didn't know I'm not a fan of Bill Goldberg.
What?
Yes. Never been a fan since day one. And so when Brock Lesnar, like, yes, Brock Lesnar is going to embarrass him. He's going to get destroyed and everything. Now, this is before we all heard all the backstage stuff. Then I'm like, oh, Brock Lesnar's leaving and Goldberg's leaving too, but they're still going to give it to Brock. Why would they not do that? And then Stone Cold's there and everything. So I'm watching. And of course, as always, 10 people there. It was in college, big thing. All Goldberg fans stuff for this guy. Like, he's going to get it. He's going to like, nope. They're not going to let Brock Lesnar lose to him. And I see the fans are booing. I'm like, they booing because Goldberg is shitty. And then it happens. And they all jumped and cheered and all in my face. And I'm like, I fucking hate you, Bill Goldberg. Of all, like, why they have to make Brock lose that match? I don't get it. They both was leaving. You could have just flipped the coin and like, yeah, go. And I'm like, and then they tried to say, like, well, at least, Goldberg got that stunner. Like, who cares? It's not like it's gonna be Stone Cold versus Goldberg, so why would I care? It was nice.
This is beginning to sound like James's super villain origin story.
It is.
Like, at first I thought you sucked Goldberg, but you made it personal. You got people to laugh at me.
Exactly. But overall, I thought it was a good WrestleMania. That to me was the perfect example of a moment in spectacle WrestleMania because it was in Madison Square Garden. They had everything, The Rock saying, "Hey, it's Don Morocco, it's WrestleMania," and start walking around and stuff like that. It was great.
Hamburger and Grimace.
Exactly. So I pass it on to you, Matthew. But yeah, that's what I thought about WrestleMania 20. I enjoyed it. I loved it, but yeah, it had its little James issues. Let me say that.
The WrestleManias I have not attended live. This might be my favorite. Now it's a 3-way tie, honestly, 20, 24, and 28. But this was just an awesome WrestleMania. Now I gotta tell you guys, like, this WrestleMania happened right smack in the middle of my midterms back in college, and I was in Egypt, not here, so I had no access to to order pay-per-view or anything. So what happened? What I figured out through a friend that I made at the dorm there was there is a guy in Cairo. I was in Alexandria, Egypt. There's a guy in Cairo who records these things on CDs and sells them for like £30 or so. Egyptian, not British. It's a lot of hours, so don't worry. And this guy, you contact him by phone. He burns a couple of things on CDs for you. Maybe he threw in a little bit of Raw segments and some of WWE Confidential for me as well. Just to pull up those CDs. And he sends them to you by courier bus. One of those big, sort of like Egypt's version of a Greyhound. Was not to see just give the CDs to the driver, give him 20 minutes. Just give a guy's gonna come up to you at the station and ask you for those CDs. Just give it.
Okay.
It
Sounds a bit dodgy.
It is, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
I had to watch it.
You need your wrestling fix.
And those 2 weeks holding off on reading any spoilers for it was so freaking hard. And mind you, at this point, I'm known around the campus as the wrestling guy. So everyone, just reads the
what?
And wants to talk. Shake. Everyone reads the results and wants to discuss with me, and I'm like, no, get the hell away from me, or not. But this is where I found it, because I'm the wrestling guy, I have a lot of influence over people watching wrestling because I got a group of guys to watch wrestling with me, and I actually sold them on the Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar match because I know a lot of people shit on this match, but I freaking love it.
Ooh.
I love this match so much, and it goes back to what Joe says. It's the reverse Hogan Rock thing. The fans made the Rock and Hogan match awesome. They made this match awesome, but
it wasn't. Yes. I agree. It wasn't a bad match. I just didn't like the outcome of it, and the fans didn't make it entertaining. It was an entertaining match.
It's like,
not bad art.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm watching this match and I'm popping for everything the crowd is doing. Honestly,
yeah.
Right in the middle of Brock and Goldberg are squaring up, and then they go to a standstill, and all of a sudden an Austin chant breaks out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wow, all the crowd just said, screw this guy, both these guys. Steve Austin's in there. That's our guy. We're just going to chant for him.
Oh my God.
I love it. And,
oh my God. Sorry, man. Yeah. I just realized they had even more matches. Just stopped up when they had more matches.
Goldberg and Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The titles, too. It's just like, oh my God. It never is. It never is.
But come on, their match at 33, which we'll discuss in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah. Master Heater.
Yeah. 3 weeks time.
We'll discuss it, but let's be real. You was at a 7-hour WrestleMania. You would love Kona Reeves and anyone you don't like in NXT. Kona Reeves versus Saki Blackhouse match was 7 minutes after being at WrestleMania for 5 hours. You'd be like, you know what, Joe? That was good. It was quick. Let's move on now.
Honestly, Shotzi getting 7 minutes at WrestleMania is too much. But
I like how Joe turned. He like,
let's not get crazy here. I know you guys like her and she might be a good wrestler, but 7 minutes at Mania would get no.
That's 5 minutes of a tank and then 2 minutes of wrestling. There you go.
Oh, okay. So it's not like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes of the tank. Oh my God.
Well, it's a long round.
You gotta believe that they're gonna give her the mother of all rocket launchers on the tank too if she ever does a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Penis launcher.
It's a family show.
Next year, Mania, she's gonna shoot. No, next year, Mania, she's gonna shoot that rocket, and Monster Heat gonna catch it and have it in his collection.
If I catch it, I'm gonna throw it right back. Well, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna be there's gonna be fear of me being ejected from the. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole.
Well, plus the guy would be afterwards, where is it?
Yeah. Just give it to Joe. Joe get his signed by it. That's all.
It's gonna cost you though.
No, don't worry, Joe. If I ever get that rocket, now I can't believe we're talking like this is in the realm of possibility now. If I ever get that rocket, because she's not gonna fire any foam rockets, it's gonna be pyro out of that tank. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, WrestleMania 20. That again, one of the best opening videos ever. With
It was
20 years ago.
Yes.
That music, that track, by the way, is called Father to Son, where they and then the next one is called Anxious Hours. They're both available on YouTube if you guys want to look them up, or if any of our listeners want to look those up. Anyways, I just realized we didn't assign any movies to any WrestleManias.
We didn't today.
Oh shit! Forgot.
Yeah, well, okay, well, we'll just do that as a spit take, and then. But anyway, that those were pretty good. That stage is amazing. That stage is one of the best stages they ever had. James talked about the city being on fire when Kane came out.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But also, if you remember Eddie Guerrero's entrance, when they had the Viva La Raza, and the Viva La Raza just came up on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
like through those buildings, that was also amazing. And the first time they ever had the floor as part of a screen as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that is. John Cena versus Big Show. So it's time to get a title to match these custom nuts. Madison Square chanted out loud, "Big Show sucks."
Yeah.
If you would question like how huge of a star John Cena is, just listen to the crowd. Just hang on every word he was saying at that point, at that promo. That was honestly, his rise is nothing short of amazing.
Mm-mm.
Both tag team championship matches are honestly forgettable. Let's be honest. I mean, like the champions return. That was just a way to get everyone on
Pretty
board.
much.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think this WrestleMania was billed as a 4-hour extravaganza, so I guess
Yeah.
they had to call that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian versus Chris Jericho. Now, I honestly am very proud of myself because out of all the people I knew that were into wrestling at the time, I'm the only person who called Trish Stratus backstabbing Chris Jericho and siding with Christian. Now, before
Yeah.
you guys get hot, I didn't know any of you at the time, so you might have known.
But no, why not? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Remember, Joe's on the booking committee, so he knows all the things. He always tells us at the end of the pay-per-view.
But in my circle, I was like, this is classic Swerve 101. Trish is gonna betray Chris Jericho, side with Christian, and Christian's gonna win. And honestly, would you say that this might be, besides winning the World Heavyweight Championship, this might be Christian's highest profile moment?
Well, especially because
beating
post match, it just felt huge for him. Like it felt like it took him from here to here. It felt like an arrival of a new top heel in the company. It definitely cemented him. And even the rest of 2004, like he got a great.
He was huge.
Yeah. Up until his when he left the company in the summer 2005.
Yeah, he was huge. Like, Chris Jericho tells the story of how he was added into his title match with Cena because they were afraid that people were gonna cheer Christian over Cena.
Yeah.
Which was actually which might have happened honestly because he was like a fan favorite. But then again, like if you think about it, he beat the first ever undisputed champion at Madison Square Garden at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
20. So it's like.
Oh, you froze. There you go. You froze for a moment, but you back now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to say whoa, that was a long pause. Like you got it.
Yeah, even my mistakes are dramatic. See. Evolution versus Rock and Sock. That promo was awesome. Both promos actually. If you remember, Orton cut the promo in the stairwell.
Oh yeah.
Mick Foley down at Madison Square Garden. That was an amazing look back, and this was actually foretelling of the slow, monotonic, Randy Orton type promos that we got accustomed to. But it worked. It was great, and also he used the WrestleMania tagline where Mick Foley, it's all gonna begin for you again, or it's all gonna end for you again, which was the play on where it all begins again at Madison Square Garden. And then the Rock's promo and going out into the people and doing stuff. Again, I talk about how I love the WWE's production value and these cinematic angles sometimes. You guys are gonna remember this when I say it, but there is a point during this match where Rock slams Ric Flair or backdrops him on the outside. And then the camera cuts to Rock motioning to someone to come down, and then out of the corner of the screen, Mick Foley comes with the flying elbow on Ric Flair. You guys remember that? That was an amazing shot because, Foley was not even in the shot, but then all of a sudden he's in there, and that's Foley's trademark, and that's something that makes you mark out so hard for it. Honestly, this might have been the most surprising match for me because I thought the Rock and Stock Connection are going to win because, happy ending, it's WrestleMania and so forth.
Yeah.
But they were building to something bigger, so that's good. The Playboy evening gown match. Took up a lot of time. Yeah, there was a little bit of character work where Jackie refused to participate, but then I don't know. It didn't lead to anything, I guess. The Cruiserweight Classic.
Cruiserweight Classic.
Sorry, the Cruiserweight Open. I'm just gonna say Chavo was doing pretty good work as Cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, because he had Chavo Classic.
Yeah, because he had yeah, that's why I got confused because I read Chavo Guerrero and then Chavo Classic and I said Cruiserweight Classic. But,
and the messed up thing when they did the Cruiserweight Classic tournament, they only brought back one of these people, and that was just Tajiri. They could have brought more.
When they did the Cruiserweight Classic, did they bring back Tajiri?
Yeah, he was one of the Y'all don't remember? Yeah, he was there. He had one match. Yeah.
I don't think he was in the actual tournament.
Yeah.
He was on 205 Live.
Yeah, not in the Classic. He came out on 205 Live. Yeah, they.
No, he was listed, or I think he got injured.
He wasn't in the tournament.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the tournament. Yes.
Wait, he's the guy Mustafa Ali replaced, or is it?
Probably, yeah, because I think he was. They was gonna bring him back in there because that thing give me a second. No, he was there. He fought Damian Slater, and then he fought Grand Malik. And Grand Malik beat him.
Yeah, well, Grand Malik was in the finals. Yeah. I honestly do not remember him, but
yeah, I just remember Brian Kendrick being the only Cruiserweight legend in it.
Yeah, but Tajiri was there, and I think what they wanted to give him a contract, but he declined. He wanted to do stuff in Japan. That's what thing was. Yeah,
because he did 205 for a little while after it first started.
Yeah. It's okay. See, I got some over them. Yay. Once.
Shit.
Exactly.
Well done, young Padawan.
But continue.
Anyway, the Cruiserweight Open was fun for what it was. It was a little shorter than it should have honestly been. You can get easily 20 minutes out of these guys, but I guess it is what it is. It's fast action. But I remember Chavo was a good heel in that match, coming in last. He apparently was supposed to start off, but then he bitched and moaned about it until he got the last spot in it. And can't mention WrestleMania 20 without mentioning the backstage shenanigans that happened between Coach, Bobby Heenan, Mean Gene Okerlund, Mae Young, and Moolah.
So that was 20, or was that doing the Gimmick Battle Royal thing? Because I probably got that confused.
No, that was 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was 20 when he was when Eric Bischoff told Coach that there are strange noises in the arena, it's probably the Undertaker. So go find him because I want the scoop on SmackDown. and Coach goes out, and then he finds Heenan and Okerlund getting busy with Mae Young and Moon.
Oh yeah.
I remember back Heenan does this weird sound as Coach is walking away, like he does this weird scream, like I haven't been well. Please let me go. That's good. Also, one of the best backstage segments at WrestleMania, Eddie Guerrero's pep talk to Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was good. Like, no, when he said, come on, Benoit, I'm proud of you. Win or lose, no one actually believes in you. Believes in me. He got, like, it was hard to get, that level of emotion out of Benoit, and, Eddie getting it was perfect given their history and how their story went and how you could buy that this is the guy who knows how to push this guy, the other guy's button to get him to the level he needs to be to win this match. That was an awesome thing. Lesnar versus Goldberg, covered that. Victoria versus Molly Holly, really good match. Kudos to, if you guys know the story, Molly Holly actually pitched herself getting her head shaved to get on Mania.
Yeah.
They weren't supposed to be on the card, and she said, well, I'll give you something.
And the thing is, she's not a natural blonde, so she wanted to do something with her hair anyway to get it all out the way.
Yeah, but her hair was black at that time, wasn't it? Yeah, she was.
But then before then, she was. She
was blonde because she was Mighty Molly, but then she was full heel when she was like, she did the whole right to censor gimmick, but better.
Yeah. She did. Yeah, it's just more a point that dyeing it back and forth kind of damages your hair, so it's better to cut it to let it fully grow out and stuff. Yeah. No. Yeah. And I have a special surprise when we go.
Kurt Angle looking at her, get it. Yeah. Kurt Angle looking at her while she's getting his head shaved was gold. That is. Oh man, Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle has one of my favorite finishes of all time.
It's perfect.
It's perfect because it's once again like you love wrestling when wrestling is at its best when it's telling you a story during the course of the match, not just by promos or anything. And there was a cool story being told here that Eddie's ankle is being hurt, and he needs to and Angle's zooming in on that. So when he's like unzipping that boot, you can tell that oh my god, it's getting so bad that Eddie is unzipping that boot, and then when that boot comes off, I remember watching this once and rewinding that moment, that sequence 4 or 5 times in succession because it's so perfect. It's so in line with Eddie Guerrero just outsmarted Kurt Angle. You could almost see if this was a comic book, you would see a bubble coming up, not the thought bubble, the thought rectangles coming up over Eddie Guerrero. There is one play, but I got to do this now. And he just does this whole thing and Angle. And one of the things that makes me laugh a lot that poor Angle, once Eddie pins him and uses the ropes as well to pin him, he's so distraught he keeps the boot in hand the whole time while he's complaining.
Can't help you. What happened?
And then he throws the boot at Eddie. It lands at the ramp, and Eddie, the kind of annoying asshole that he is, in a good way. I mean, he goes and picks up the boot. Thank you for giving this back to me. He goes and picks the boot, and he just poses with the belt and the boot at the top of the ramp. Oh, that was awesome. Honestly, it's one of my favorite finishes bell to bell, and I'll get back to Undertaker and Kane in a second. I just want to go to to the main event first.
We know the Master Heater's order of matches.
Yeah, I should have. You guys know me too well. The build, as James says, lacks a lot of logic of how Shawn Michaels weaseled his way into it, but it makes Benoit's accomplishment that much greater.
Because he beat two of the best.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's these two titans that have this big conflict, and this normal, regular, son of Zeus from a human woman is coming in there, and he's took the title from both of them. Like, he beat both of them. A lot of guys, like I knew back in Egypt, like my friend who I discussed wrestling with in Egypt most of the time, could not understand why people were behind Chris Benoit that much more than Shawn Michaels. And I'm like, well, it's his time. It's not that they hated Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
No, it's just
It's his time.
And that's one of the
Shawn
point
had
things.
his time at that point.
Yeah, and one point I always hate that, and it was a good match, but Backlash, aka WrestleMania rematch, is like, you really need to rematch that match. But they were just like, well, it wasn't a fluke. He really legit beat these two people, and he did it again. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
But they still got us that moment of, Chris Benoit kind of paying Shawn Michaels back for the Montreal screw job where he did the sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
They beat him by sharpshooter, so that's good. But anyway, the whole match is also dramatic, and then Shawn Michaels said that after, when he came back from that 4-year hiatus or injury thing, his whole thinking about matches became different because he became more. I mean, he didn't say it in these words, but he became more of a storyteller than a high spot guy.
He did,
and you could tell that this happened because there were, again, lots of stories being told. Like when they both suplexed Chris Benoit onto that announcer's desk, they both looked at each other and they were saying like, "Okay, this guy is such a nuisance. Let's just get rid of him and then settle this thing." And then they do that. Shawn Michaels gets into the ring, points, and his face is he's wearing the proverbial crimson mask with all the blood on, and he just does this. And you don't hear him say anything. I don't know. I think he just worded the words even. I don't think he even actually said them out loud. And wow, you're thinking this is on. But Chris Benoit has been coming back into it. Again, this is also almost the same structure of the match they had 10 years later in the main event with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And Chris Benoit coming back in, like, Shawn Michaels going for that super kick and then being flipped over the top rope. That play at Madison Square Garden just comes alive. It's like, holy shit, Chris Benoit's actually gonna do it. And then when Triple H actually reverses the crossface and ends up still in the crossface, that crowd is like just crazy. They have lost it. And I remember I'm watching this and I have lost it watching at home. I'm like, when Triple H does the reverse, I'm like, oh, here we go. But then, whoa, Chris Benoit still has it on. Holy shit. He's gonna. And wow, it's an amazing match. It's arguably, and it might be the best triple threat match of all time.
Yeah.
It's and that visual, it's that infamous visual of Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero holding both titles up, and Eddie showing genuine emotion, like crying out there, and oh god,
so good.
Yeah, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Can I borrow your jacket, Pete?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and let's get back to what is listed on the WWE Network as the main event of this match.
Yeah, because yeah.
Undertaker versus Kane. Oh god, what can I say? It's like you cannot just watch this match just from bell to bell. You have to watch it from the video package that starts before it, all the way up to the entrance of Kane with the fire, building on fire, to the Undertaker's amazing entrance.
Need to mention Paul Bearer on that one.
It's not even his fanciest entrance, but it's the whole thing of Madison Square Garden. He's coming back. He hasn't been in this darkness, darkness phase of his in 5 years.
5 years.
4 years maybe. And the way that Kane has been selling this, like Kane Kane actually pushed this match into a way where you cannot believably think that Kane is going to put up a fight against The Undertaker, because I talked about, Hogan being a theatrical actor, all everything. Kane did a lot of theatrical acting in this match. Like when he said, "There's no way you're coming back. I buried you alive." This is before even The Undertaker starts to come out. And this whole thing of like, not there. Closes his eyes, opens him. The Undertaker is still standing there stoic and...
You're dead. I buried you. You're
I
dead.
killed you. You're not there. And he goes out to touch him. And honestly, Kane did some of the corniest stuff ever in this match, but I was eating it up.
His facial expressions were great.
I am here for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for this. Like, if it was anything, if this was a movie, I would crap all over it.
and to throw it out there for you, Undertaker didn't need to do an entrance. He just needed to show up. He could have did the basic thing, but just seeing him in the outfit and everything would have made everybody pop. So
like seeing him, and then like when you realize that, whoa, he's still wearing his big evil outfit.
Yeah.
But then there's there's an evolution going on here. That's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, because I was low key hoping he would go back to his 1998 outfit. But anyway, what we got was so much better. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And then when he actually touches him, Undertaker just goes off on him. It's so amazing. It's like a fight in the street where you find the guy who screwed you over for money or something. That's how much Undertaker straight up mugged him.
Yeah.
And then he looks at the ref. Yeah, I know. I pretty much know the sequence of this match. The ref tries to pull him off. Undertaker does the whole snap at the ref, and the ref just, the refs used to back away, but this time it had the added value of the ref actually exiting the ring when the Undertaker looks at him, because he's so scared of the intensity. Wow. Like this match was just a crowd pleaser. It was. It's not a technical masterpiece by anything. It's just
no. You paid to see the Undertaker.
Yeah,
that's what you asked.
The return was the end sell of it all.
Yeah, exactly. It's the perfect match for what it was. Like, and then again, Kane. It's weird to see Kane do the whole cowardly heel tactics. Like when he starts to celebrate, and then he sees the Undertaker sit up, and he's like, "Whoa, okay, let's talk about this." It's like,
yeah, it was, because again, you the bigger, stronger looking younger brother.
Yeah, and he never backed up from anyone. It's I can get that you're being scared, but you're trying to reason with the guy that you buried alive, and then
exactly, and he burned you supposedly.
Yeah, it's like, and then once Taker chokeslams him, you can hear the whole crowd go, "Tombstone, tombstone." It's like you're watching. Now my rock and roll references are not, like you're watching Mick Jagger and you're asking him to play the hits. That's what's. Is Mick Jagger a good thing? Or
yeah, no, we get it. You wrote something. No, same thing. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Also, as well, Mo, Undertaker's hat. He only used that hat for that one Mania, didn't he? I'm sure you can elaborate.
The purple band around it.
It was kind of like a cowboy hat, wasn't it? More than his original,
it wasn't the bowler mortician hat. It was like, it had the dent of the cowboy hat in it. Yes. And if you remember, you could tell he didn't do the whole, roll your eyes up in your head for too long, because his eyes didn't go all the way up.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how much of an obsessed fan I am.
I thought I'd mention that because I was sure you had something else to say about it. So.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna, but then again, the whole thing with his eyes, just that little pupils at top, it made me think of old Chinese drawings of the dragons.
Yeah.
Where the eyes are just those little slits are up there.
Yeah.
He did fix it. Over time, but
yeah.
And then again, it's more of the evolution. Joe remembers that. A couple of days later on SmackDown, he comes out and he has a bandana under the hat.
It was a great moment.
Yeah, it was a great. And then apparently that wasn't feasible enough, so he just lost the bandana and went full, Dark Side Taker again.
Yeah.
It's like, you get it. I'm not tying a bandana and then putting a hat over that. It gets undone, problem.
Yeah.
But wow, it's an amazing thing, like seeing the Undertaker take the knee once again and do the whole pose thing. That's yeah. These are some of the moments that actually kept needling in my mind that I have to attend WrestleMania at one point. I think it started with WrestleMania 20 for me.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this is an actual happening, and they kept cutting back to people who came from Australia and people came from other. And there was this Scottish guy or Irish guy who said, "Oh, I'm just the buzz. My whole skin is tingly." And there was this Australian guy who was like, "I can't believe we're at WrestleMania where it all begins again." I was like, "Oh God, just to be there, That's what I want."
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us on the Outlaw Mudshow Drive-In. If you like that video, please subscribe to our channel for more content from the Drive-In. For full episodes of our podcast, please look us up on Anchor.fm or Spotify. Just search for Outlaw Mudshow Drive-In. Please leave us a comment and a like. Tell us how you feel about us, how you feel about the topic we discussed, how you feel about anything. The world's your oyster. Go nuts. And if it's not too much trouble, please help us out here. Share. Spread the word. Thank you. We love you. Bye.